Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to live coverage of the Long March 8A launch from the Wenchang Satellite Launch Center in China. Today, I am joined here by my co-commentator, Faisy. Welcome to the stream.
Hello again.
He will be also here today to commentate the launch of Long March 8A as it's standing very tall and fully fueled, I think, now on the pad as we are about, let's check, 13 minutes away until the expected launch of the rocket. And we had some speculations on payload today. Faisy, what is it going to be a Gowang constellation again? Do we think? Is that likely?
Probably. The past 7 Long March 8A flights have all been carrying Guohang satellites, and the only way Chinese state media speak of this rocket is as a satellite internet launch vehicle.
Well, that is pretty interesting. Now, what do we know from Gowang satellites? Because I've seen you sent me a few days ago, I think, an article saying that we know more of Gowang. I think. Can you give us like a summary of what we know now of Gowang?
Okay, so over the last 19 satellite group deployments, people have been figuring out and scanning the satellites as they fly overhead. And it's been figured out through a mixture of estimation of official figures and the RCS radar tracking. The satellites on the Long March 8A and 12, so the Wenchang rockets, are of the smaller satellite platform because Guang has 2, and then a larger one is on the Long March 6A and 5B. And ahead of the 7th flight, they gave a mass total that the Long March 8A has launched, which was 35.73 tons. I think that's correct off the top of my head, which puts each satellite's mass at around 695 kilograms. And then for the larger satellites, it's somewhere between 700 and 1,000 kilograms.
Wow, that is pretty interesting. Now, of course, per launch vehicle, in terms of we have Long March 8A, but also like it is also being launched on the 6A. What is the difference in terms of how many payloads they are carrying?
They don't launch many per launch, but it's still a good few. So the 8A today should launch 9 Guowangs. At maximum, 10 Guowangs get launched per launch via a 5B. So that's from the other Wenchang launch site. And then the 12 will launch 5, and then the Long March 6A will also launch 5.
Now, why don't they launch more? Are the satellites too big? Is it just that?
It's a volume problem.
A volume
Hang
problem?
on, my correction, the 12 launch is 9 satellites.
Okay. 9 satellites. So, yeah, that is pretty big change, but in terms of I'm just thinking of how that will work out. Are there any more rockets planned to launch SatNet or Gowang in this case? Because SatNet is the English translation.
A bunch of commercial rockets should, because that's how a lot of those companies are angling themselves, as they want to be the premier constellation launch company.
Yeah, because we've seen as well. There are so many. Well, pretty a lot of Chinese internet constellation satellite customers, constellations. I think I already said that word. But how many do we have in terms of? Because I think we've already talked about this, or you've talked about this with one of our old people on the team. I think it was the Long March 5B launch when we were talking about internet constellation satellites. Now, how many constellations of Chinese internet satellites, or just Chinese, like, Yeah, internet. How many do we have? Because
Just for internet?
are there many for internet, or are there just?
Well, the two big ones are for internet. That would be Guowang and SpaceCell.
Space out, yeah. What are the rest, though? Because I think people are going to be very interested in what China has been cooking up in the last few years.
There is the third unlaunched internet constellation from Landspace called Honghu 3. We don't know much about it because they filed for it and then they didn't say anything.
Are they keeping it secret?
For the most part, yes. And there's been a slow build out of Gaudi and Gokei's Tianqi Internet of Things constellation. So basically linking self-driving industrial vehicles to various other points of the country.
Okay.
And some offshore things.
Offshore things, okay, interesting. Now, talking about the Long March 8A itself today, because we know we were suspecting it might launch Golang, but about the rocket itself, because we know it's a Long March 8A, as we can clearly see on the screen. Now, what is the difference between, I think many people are wondering this, for sure newer people, the difference between the Long March 8 series and the Long March 8A series? What we can clearly see is the fairing, but what else is different, if there's any difference?
Mainly, it's all in the second stage, which has been fattened from... One moment.
Take your time. And while we continue on that...
From a 3 meter diameter to a 3.35 meter diameter.
Oh! That's a big change. That big change, small change.
It's a decent change. They've put more propellant on it, and because there's now more propellant, they've also slightly upgraded the engines to the YF-75H, which will be used on the Long March 10 moon rocket starting from next year.
Yeah, now about that engine, because we earlier, I think in January, was the launch of the Long March 3B. That was a failure, as many people have seen. Now, what was the cause of that failure, and what kind of effect did that have on the entire Chinese space program?
That had I think they're calling it a valve failure on the third stage, which the Long March 8, not 8A's, second stage is identical to. That stage is also shared with the Long March 7A. So those two vehicles also got taken out for a little while with their launch campaigns.
A lot of rockets got taken out in terms of investigation, I think.
Yeah, the entire 3 series.
Yeah. Was 8A also included, or is that just not because of the upgraded engine? Because
slightly, the stages are a little similar, but there's many differences.
Because I've heard, does 8A get affected by the Long March 3B failure?
Well, it depends where the valve what it does and what it does, because they haven't said that bit yet.
We don't know for sure, because they're saying it's a valve. We do not know 100%. Is that?
Yeah, there's a few valves on these rockets.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, well, it was pretty interesting to see a pretty long break, but that was also because of, I believe, the holidays, like most of the time in February. Glad we are back now to see many launches on the board, even later today, of the Long March, expected Long March 2D launch from the Xishan Launch Center in China. We will be streaming that without commentary though, but as you can see on the bottom of the screen, the bottom bar, we will give some text updates as we go through the coverage. Now, focusing on this launch, the Long March 8A, we are about 3 minutes and 49 seconds away until the launch. and it seems that everything is go for launch. Now, of course, the launch time is not exactly confirmed. Like usual, the launch time is pretty estimate of what basically what we think the launch time may be. It could be a few minutes off though. Tracy, I think you know when the launch window started and ended. Can we get some info on that?
So the launch window opened 4 minutes ago. We think will be lifting off in about 3 minutes, which is about the middle of the window, and this window will run to 5 minutes past the hour.
Okay, so
It's a very short 25 minutes.
Very short, yes. So they don't really have a lot of time in case anything happens. But usually with China, they don't hold a lot. I'll just say that. I'm not going to say anything else.
Once the vehicle gets fueled, it tends to go.
Yes, and I think you said before as well that China is very quick as well in fixing things last minute, right?
Yes, this was a Shenzhou launch. A few years ago, they had people fixing things. I think 40 minutes before liftoff.
That is very early to fix big things, I will say. Glad they done that when they did. Yeah, okay. About today's launch, what are the next steps if the launch is in 2 minutes now?
So the 4 YF-100 engines on the 2 boosters and 1 core stage will be chilled down, and about, I want to say 3 seconds before liftoff, there'll be a green flash of engine ignition.
And then that should be liftoff after. I think I'm losing you here. Oh, and that should be liftoff after then. Sorry, that didn't work.
Yeah, shortly after that green flash.
Okay, well, okay, well, we're now about a minute away. I'm just gonna look. I don't see any venting stopping on one of the other streams. And of course, once those Stromback, or one of those, not Stromback, I should say arms, I'm 2 Falcon 9 right now. Once those arms retract, those orange arms in this case, that indicates that they are going for this. And can they still hold after that?
Yes, but with this short launch window, if they retract those arms and then scrub, we're not going today.
Okay.
The window's a bit too short.
Okay, well...
Unless we look from the camera we're showing, we can't actually see those arms. Although, I have another camera and I can say those arms have retracted, so we're quite close.
I see now those arms have indeed retracted. We are getting ready now. Okay, they have retracted here as well. So that launch could be imminent now, right?
Anytime in the next 30-40 seconds.
Okay, we're gonna wait and see now to see it go. So hold on to your seats because it's gonna go any moment now. Here we go. And there we have it. Liftoff of the Long March 8A. Oh, it says... Okay, hold on. Liftoff of the Long March 8A. Let's listen in now to the sound. Hell yeah, what a great shot there from the launch, from the boys cam here. That is awesome. Engine cam doing great. T plus about a minute now. Countdown is a bit off. Look at that engine cam. That is absolutely amazing. Now, FaZe, what are the next steps from now on?
First, we'll see booster engine cut off, followed a few seconds later by main engine cut off, and then staging with ignition of the two YF758 engines, followed by interstage jettison. So it's a very hectic 12 seconds.
Indeed. Look at that shot though. That is absolutely insane. That engine cam from the boys. They are doing an amazing tracking shot here today. Bit low quality, but that's how it just goes sometimes when you're doing live coverage. And I think, hold on, let me turn on the virtual camera here. Look how long that plume is going for on the cam. They are tracking it very well.
If you think that looks beautiful, imagine 27 of them next year.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. Amazing views indeed. Look at that. T plus 3 minutes now. There he is. I think that's separation there of the boosters.
Yep, that was booster engine cut off.
And I think I saw separation there as well. So that is great news.
I believe you've already said this, but our T plus counter is a bit ahead.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Okay, that should be interstage.
That should be second stage ignition.
Wow.
Yes, this is probably a good 100 or so kilometers away already. This is a damn good tracking shot.
This is amazing views, amazing views. And if you think, what's that beeping sound? I'm not sure either. It's probably, maybe, because they're also recording or something. Can you hear it again? God, wow. That was insane, and it's still going. The tracking shot is still going. I believe they said they might cut away soon, though. Because it's almost 4 AM in China. That is insane. We're really on the street there. Oh, it seems like we have lost connection. Ah, dang it! That was a good tracking shot, wasn't it?
If it was daylight, we would have seen fairing separation.
Yeah, that would have been really cool. Yeah. Well, it seems like we have lost connection now entirely now. That was amazing, I will say. Now we cannot really show replays right now because I don't really have replays to show you right now. Once I do, I might post a video later today as well of the probably highlights of the stream. Was this a Spaceland stream? No, this was fully our views. This was actually fully our views. Our team at the Wenchang Satellite Launch Center. I believe the VLC stream has cut away. Yes. No more connection. How sad. Well, that was absolutely insane though. Really thanks to them for doing this for us, and they will be doing it again, but this time with a webcam. We'll be back for a long march to the at the Xishan Site Launch Center later for that. I think we're gonna end it here. Amazing coverage from the boys. Fazy, words from you, and I think you want to do stats, so maybe you go and do stats. Go ahead.
So this was China's 11th launch this year, the 8th flight of a Long March 8A, the 12th launch of the Long March 8 series, and the 634st Long March launch.
Well, thank you so much, Fazy, for those stats. Of course, thank you for being here as well on the stream today. Now, we will be back later today, not with commentary though, but we will be back to stream later today the Long March 2D launch from the Xishan Site Launch Center. Now, we're not going to have as good of views as we had on this stream, but we will see a dot like we did in the past. So don't worry about that. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you later.
Liftoff. 10 секунд. Параметры системы управления ракетами с телефона.
Liftoff.